Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bridget, a UKRN. So on this channel, I talk about everything migration. Please, I'm not an immigration officer or advisor, neither am I an employer. So please stay tuned to this channel, okay, if you're interested in this content. Today, I'll be clarifying a few things from my previous video. That's a video I made for teachers to relocate to UK. If you've not watched that video, kindly watch that video and come back to this one to understand it better. And I also have my research device with me. I'll be looking on to give you the requirements for the change that is coming up in 2023. So the content for this video is that, one, I'm going to tell you which route is possible or is appropriate for teachers without qualification or non-professional teachers. And then two, the route that is available for qualified or professional teachers. And then the third one I'll be talking about is the change that is coming up in 2023, how to go about it. Kindly stay tuned to the end of the video. Now, to non-professional teachers who want to teach in UK or who wants to relocate, there's even more good news, so let's go on. The first available option for you is to apply to a school in UK to train as a teacher. So let's say, for example, maybe you are even an engineer in your country, or let's say you even completed SHS, you want to train as a teacher. You can apply to a university in UK and train and become a teacher, but that way you have to come to UK to train, like you have to be in the country. That's one route available for the non-professional teachers or non-qualified teachers. But this particular option is also quite dicey because, you know, it involves money. The other option is IQTs. You can apply for IQTs. I provided a link in my previous video, so you can head over and it will give you the list of organizations or institutions that provide an IQTs training. So this IQTs is more like a training mentorship program. You apply for it, but this one, the advantage is you can apply while you are home working. The added advantage is that IQTs is accepted in some other countries, not just England. So when you get your IQTs status, you can also work in other countries. But the point here is that before you apply and get into the training, know the country you want to go to so that they will streamline your training to suit that country. It's also not free. IQTs is not free because it's also a training. It comes at a cost. Now we are moving on to teachers with qualification and experience or professional teachers. The first route I'll talk about is assessment only QTS. So the UK is saying that even in your home country, you can apply for the assessment only QTS. I think it's in a form of teaching practice. So you kind of video yourself whilst teaching and forward it for assessments. That's how I see it. I'm not entirely sure about that process, but it's a process that is in place. So what you will do is just head over to my previous video. I provided a link in my previous video. You can also watch the video to get more insights about this assessment only QTS, the requirements, okay? It's in that video. Then you head over to the website, get into the institutions that provide assessment only QTS, and then that's for internationals, okay? You look for those that provide assessment only QTS for internationals. You contact them and then find out how to go about it and whether you are eligible. If you're not eligible, they will tell you and you wouldn't have to go through the stress, but they will find another route. So with assessment only QTS, as I mentioned, you can be in your home country, okay? And then you apply for it. You go through the assessment only QTS and get your qualified teaching status and apply for jobs. Now the next one is IQTs. Yes, professional teachers also qualify for IQTs. You can go through IQTs. So with this IQTs, what you have to do is you have to also apply, and it's a training, so it's not free. You apply for IQTs and then you get your qualification. The link is also in my previous video, as I mentioned. You head over, just go to the website, how to apply for IQTs. And it's the same for professional teachers. IQTs status allows you to work in other countries and not just England. So you can find out more about it when you contact the people who offer this process to internationals. Then the last and very sweet part, okay, that is the new rule that is coming in effective February 2023. Yes, if you've not watched my previous video, you wouldn't understand this part, so you have to watch it. You have to, if you didn't watch to the end too, you're like, it's likely you missed that part. So the UK has added 9 countries. The countries are available on my video in the previous one. So the UK is considering 9 countries to be added to some other countries that are already on their list, who can easily apply to their teaching regulation agency to get their QTS. Yes, you heard me right. So that way you don't have to go through all the trainings and all the assessments thing, all those bits. So this is like the best part of the whole thing I presented that day. Okay, so what you have to do is, I'm going to give you the requirements so that you start preparing towards it, so that when the kick starts from 2023, you are not left out. Now let me tell you how this is going to work. In my opinion, personal opinion, this is going to be like that of the nurses. Okay, so what happens in the nurses scenario is that I'm qualified in my country as a nurse. So all that I have to do is apply to the UK NMC to put me on their register, and then I can look for job, right? I can look for jobs, and then because I have the license, it's easy for employers to recruit me because they know that I qualify for the job. I hope you understand. So I think this process is going to make it easy. It's going to make it seem like that of the nurses. So what you have to do is get your license. And once you have your license and they need you, it will be easy for you to get in. So please take the advantage, take the opportunity. Even if you can't wait till this 2023, you can just enroll for your IQTs, depending on what you are told. If you contact them, maybe it won't cost you that much. Why not just enroll and go through the process? I hope you understand. But let's go into this agenda, this 2023 agenda. Who qualifies and how can you, what documents do you need? Okay, and how can you apply? The first requirement is that you should have an undergraduate degree of the same academic standard as a UK bachelor's degree, as verified by UK ENIC. So what I think is going to happen is you have to apply with your qualification, that's your degree, to the UK ENIC. The link is in my previous video. Just apply to them and let them give you feedback whether you qualify or your qualification meets the UK undergraduate degree. The second one is that you should have completed teacher training that meets the standard of a level 6 qualification and is of at least the same length as an English initial teacher training course. You should have completed a course with content that is practically and pedagogically focused. You should be qualified to teach children aged between 5 and 16 years. You should have at least 1 school year, a minimum of 9 months, including school holidays, but excluding time taken out for any other reason, of professional experience. So let me break it down. You should have at least 1 year experience, but the 1 year is subject to holidays, so it can be 9 months with holidays. So the last point is saying that you should have the professional status needed to be a teacher in the country where you qualified and not be subject to any conditions or restrictions on their practice. So what this means is that, for example, if you are in Ghana, your qualification should be recognized by the NTC, that's the National Teaching Council. UK is an English-speaking country. So before you can work here, you need English requirement or have to meet an English requirement. And we all understand some countries are considered non-English speaking countries. Though we train in English and speak English all the same. But yes, that's how it is. So you have to provide proof of English language. And there are 3 ways of going about. So the first one is that you should be born in or hold citizenship or have studied at undergraduate level or higher in England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, or in one of the exempt nationalities. I'll add a list of the exempt nationalities in this video's description. You should have been taught in English at undergraduate level or higher. So I also talked about this in my previous video. You will provide evidence that English has been the medium of instruction of your degree. So this one, you are going to provide your degree certificate and medium of instruction letter and apply for a NARIC certificate. That is how it is done. So if you're a degree holder, this shouldn't be difficult. Then the last option is that they will accept an English test. So the English test, I'm going to provide the test centers and then the required band score in the description box. And then the UK is considering adding more requirements later in 2023. So they will launch it in February, but towards the end of 2023, they are going to add more requirements, which is English and maths requirements. So please take the opportunity immediately it is launched. Take it before it gets difficult. I'm going to leave a link to this website in the description box. Now, when you click on that link, it's going to bring you to this page. Check your eligibility to apply for qualified teacher status in England. This is the link you are going to use when 2023 agenda is launched to check your eligibility to apply for QTS. Take a quick read, okay, and then come to Start Now. When you come to Start Now, you check your eligibility to apply for qualified teacher status in England. It gives you two options. You sign in, that is if you've started that application already, or no, I need to check if I can apply. Now we are here to check our eligibility for the first time. So you go to no, I need to check if I can apply, and then you continue. When you come to this page, it's asking you which country you are recognized as a teacher currently. So just tap in the box there and type the first three letters of your country. I'm using Ghana, so GHA. Make sure you tap on the drop down menu and then continue. If you don't tap on the drop down menu, it's not going to pick up. Now it brings you to this page and it's saying you are not eligible to apply for qualified teacher status. Then when you read further, it says, however, the regulations are changing, which means you will be eligible to apply February 2023. You can take a quick read at the qualification and experience you will need to apply for this service, and then the alternate route to QTS is also available on this page. Get your passport and all those documents or requirements ready, okay? So when a case starts in February, you are good to go. I hope this video comes to clear all your doubts and questions. But if you still have questions, kindly pop it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to clarify it for you, okay? Thank you for watching this video and continue to support me by subscribing, liking, and sharing. I'll see you next time.